Well, a letter detailing Princess Diana's feelings of trepidation after divorcing King Charles has been revealed in the previously unpublished correspondence with the Royal New Zealand Foundation for the Blind. The Princess explained that she was ending her patronage of the charity due to personal circumstances and marriage matters that needed to be resolved.
Yeah, let's get some more on this. We're joined by royal commentator Angela Mollard. Hiya, Ange. What do you make of this concealed confession?
This is really interesting because when I was working in London in the 90s and she stepped back, Princess Diana stepped back from all these charities, we were sort of, why is she doing it? You know, it was really a blanket approach. She kept a few homeless, obviously landmines. What's beautiful about this letter is we get a real insight into her state of mind, which is she uses the word trepidation. She doesn't know what life is going to look like because it's fairly unprecedented that a woman, a member of the royal family, at that sort of, status in the royal family, was then going to be not an HRH any longer. What was her life going to look like, and how was she going to do the job that she'd always done? So, really interesting all these years later that we get a bit of an insight into her state of mind.
Interesting that she would go into that much detail, though.
But that's Diana. That was
exactly.
Diana.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it should be due to circumstances. You know, I'm sorry that we have to end this. It's been a pleasure. Yeah. Yours sincerely, Diana.
She always, though, gave her emotions, didn't she? She was always incredibly emotional.
I would just write, I've got long COVID. And that's
Prince Andrew was spotted with William and Kate on a family outing because they're all up at Balmoral.
That's right.
Right? What do we think this says about Andrew and his status within the family?
This says a lot. You don't put Prince Andrew in a car with the heir to the throne and his wife if you're not trying to signal something. And I think what they're trying to signal is that he is a part of the family. There have been apparently talks with Charles and he won't be working in a public capacity again. Isn't it interesting? In that picture, you've got William driving and Andrew next to him. But when they went home from church, it had swapped. So Kate was in the front and Andrew was in the back. Smart move. You don't put the wife in the back, I don't think. But interesting with Andrew, he will not be back doing public life. You should see the comments in response to the fact that even that picture has been published that they're together. But interesting, remember when we were talking about is how the king was going to boot him out of Royal Lodge? And I was thinking, why has that not happened? Why has that not happened? It's clearly because of Fergie getting breast cancer. You wouldn't turf someone out of their home when they were dealing with a major medical issue like that. So it'll be still interesting to see how that unravels, whether he will be made to move to Frogmore Cottage, as has been suggested. But Charles is very fond of his brother, but there will be no public
Isn't
role.
it funny how we see that candid shot of the car, and yet all that's been choreographed and strategised?
Completely.
And, you know, it's not just, oh, you get an Uber, we'll jump in the car with you. It's like, you go there and you sit there.
Yes, but you're not in the car with the King and Camilla, so you're not quite top echelon.
Yeah. Queen of Country Dolly Parton has revealed that she turned down royalty with Kate Middleton.
I love the story.
Who does that?
Exactly. She's been invited to tea with the princess. I mean, obviously Kate's a massive fan. Dolly is 77. You don't turn down invitations at that stage of your life, do you? But her reason for doing it was that Kate would not be promoting her album. So it wasn't something that was going to further her career. So go Dolly, queen of the bigger queen.
Yeah.
But just by virtue of the fact that you're having tea...
You'd have thought that a photograph would promote your album, wouldn't it? I know, but she said she's got a busy schedule and she couldn't do it.
Oh, that's outrageous. Although I do want to buy Dolly's album right now. Just us talking about it, maybe.
Sticking with Kate music, the Princess of Wales could be about to make her music video debut. What?
That's right.
With who and how and why?
DJ Jax Jones. Look, he's calling it. She's not calling it. He's been appointed an ambassador for her Shaping Us campaign, which is the early childhood learning. And he's stepped out and said, oh, I'd love to collaborate with Kate. I mean, remember, Kate is very musical. She plays the piano. She's done that at charity concerts in the past and Christmas concerts. So could be possible. But anyway, it's interesting that she is getting people of his ilk on board as ambassadors. She's very current. She's very across who can be influential. So interesting. But he might need to kind of, you know, he's signalling a collaboration before she said yes.
Is this like the time that Kylie invited William and Kate over for dinner?
And they didn't come.
Well, they didn't know about it. Is it? Is it like that time?
Quite possibly.
Possibly.
Although Kate twerking is something I'd like to see.
That would be good. Finally, a former royal chef has revealed the Prince and Princess of Wales don't allow their children to eat with them during holidays and official dinners, right?
That's right, because as you mentioned, they're all up at Balmoral at the moment. So what happens is that children have to eat early, and I'm not sure what age this stops, but Darren O'Grady, a former royal chef, says that whenever they're at Balmoral, the children have to learn to have to be capable of polite conversation before they can sit at the table. So I'm not sure if there's an age basis to that, but they eat with their nannies. The nannies teach them how to have that polite conversation, and apparently also teach them to eat a huge variety of foods. So I think it's Charlotte that loves olives, and they make a point of saying what the kids love to eat. But yeah, they don't eat with their
Holidays
parents.
is when you're all together.
I know.
Eating fish and chips.
I know, on the banks, or you're having a they do have barbecues on the banks of the River Dee. But I'm with you, Kylie.
Yes.
It's like 5 o'clock and off you go to bed in your pyjamas.
You know what? Larry would be on the kids' table at 5.
I would be going, hurry up with the fish and chips, I've got to get to bed.
No, with the nannies, that's where you'd be.
Yeah.
Bed with the nannies?
No,
I thought you meant, hurry up, I've got to go to bed with the nannies.
No, on the table with the nannies.
Yeah,
well, that's even worse, probably. It's
the hot Swedish nannies.
Everyone trying to eat. Everyone's trying to eat, and there's Uncle Larry again on the table with the Swedish nannies. That's a terrible thing to say, Kylie.
True, though.
Anyway,
Thank you,
guys.
Thanks.
I think you're two bullies when you get together like that.
Sue for you. Expert tips for cutting down on energy bills as those cool nights linger.
Yeah. Plus, when it comes to unusual child names, celebrities have racked up a long list of weird ones, right? Strange ones.